Hey guys, what's going on? It's that time again to talk music and show records, blah blah blah, and blah 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 blah. In my last video, I said that I was going to stop buying colored vinyl, that it was supposed to be black vinyl from here on out, and I knew the second I said that, I would eat those words probably the next day, and sure enough. So with that said, here is my new colored vinyl purchase, amongst other albums. We'll start with Simple Minds, Walk Between Worlds. This is their new album, and boy is it a good one. It is really good. The one thing that amazes me is, as long as Simple Minds has been around, they're still putting out good albums, and they sound relevant. They don't sound like a bunch of old farts. So maybe to a 20-year-old they might, or an 18-year-old they might, but to a 47-year-old it still sounds pretty relevant and modern. There's the gatefold with the current lineup of the band, and this is such a good record, and good packaging too. I like the packaging. It's not bad, not bad. Here's the inner sleeves with the lead singer of the band there, and cool little design here, and it is on colored vinyl, like I said. Here we are. This was all that I found in the record store. I didn't pre-order this. This is the deluxe package with the extra tracks on it, 3 extra tracks. So there's a 2-album set. The second album has the extra tracks on it, but the actual album itself, which is all on the first album, really some really good music on here. Magic sounds great. The Signal and Noise sounds great. Andrine's Borrowland Star. The title track, Walk Between Worlds, sounds great. It sounds like exciting, fresh new music, but coming from such an old band, the Simple Minds. But my God, they sound great. I've been looking on YouTube, and I see that they just started playing live, so hopefully they come to America. Here's the second album on this 2-record set. This is contains the 3 extra tracks, which are Silent Kiss, Angel Underneath My Skin, and live recording of Dirty Old Town. Very nice. This is also on colored vinyl. Here's my complaint. Okay, here's the side with all the extra tracks on it, and the back side is just contains no music, and is a bunch of etching, really. I don't know if you could see that. That's nothing really spectacular to look at. This backside could have been demos, it could have been rare live recordings, interview recordings, anything. You could have put anything on there. Put something on there. Don't just put etching right there. What a waste. But anyway, I do like the extra tracks as well. I mostly spin the album itself, the first record. But this is such a good record. I cannot wait for them. Hopefully they'll come to the U.S. and I'll buy myself a ticket and I'll be all over it. Because I'm real excited with this new album. Great stuff, and it's cool to have Simple Minds still putting out new music, and I'm glad that they're still interested. I know they've been around since the late 70s, early 80s, I believe, and they're still putting out good stuff. And this album's a smash, so I love it. Alright, I'm going to show a couple of reissues now that came out recently, starting with Porcupine Tree, Deadwing. My God, I've wanted this on vinyl for such a long time. It recently got reissued. It got remastered as well. It sounds fantastic. It's so good. I've had this on CD since the day it was released, and always wanted it on vinyl. Could never find it anywhere. Actually, I did find it in one record shop, but it was, and this was a couple years ago, but it was a UK original import. And they wanted like damn near $200 for it. I mean, I love Porcupine Tree in this album, but I'm not paying that much. again, the gatefold, just to show you the artwork. But it's been remastered and it sounds fucking spectacular. Some nice artwork on the inserts as well. There's the first one. There's the picture on the back side, and it is on clear vinyl with these cool labels on them. Nice looking labels on these records too, and it sounds, my God, does it sound good. I got the remaster treatment, And the remastering of this album is excellent. Blows my CD away. When I first put it on, I heard songs like Lazarus and Shallow and Halo and Arriving Somewhere, but Not Here. I heard a huge difference sonically. It was like discovering the album again for the first time. That's just how wonderful it sounded. I know that's the usual things I usually say about remasters, but my God, does it apply here. It applies big time here. I'll just show you the labels on the second album. I really like the packaging Steven Wilson puts into his albums. A lot of care goes into the packaging, which I really appreciate. Yeah, you're paying a little bit more for them, but the packaging is really good on it, so it's worth the extra coin. But this is a great album. Probably the first Porcupine Tree album I bought the day it was released was this one. I haven't been I've been a Porcupine Tree fan since 2004, 2005, I believe, when I first discovered the band. And this album made me a hardcore fan. Oh my God, I could not stop listening to the CD when I first bought it. And I've now spun this album a bunch of times. I've only had it a few days, less than a week, and I've already spun the hell out of this album because it sounds so good compared to, like I said, my CD copy I bought way back in the day when the album first came out. Such a big difference sonically. If you're a Porcupine Tree fan, I don't have to go over the songs on here. You know them. There's a few extra tracks on here that were not on the CD that I originally bought, and it's the song "So Cold Friend" and "Half-Light." They're included on the last side here. Sounds great. They actually shipped it with this postcard to Steven Wilson, so I put it inside the album there. Real nice. One of my favorite Porcupine Tree albums. I wish I saw this tour. I didn't. They did come to San Francisco, which is the closest they came to me. And at the time, it wasn't a good time for me to go out and see concerts. And I unfortunately missed it. I would see them later, but oh, what a great album. All right, the next reissue, something I'm glad I finally got, is from Dream Theater, A Change of Seasons. This is a music on vinyl release. I'm trying to show the sticker there if you can see. Another one I had on CD for many, many years. Love this album. Pretty underrated Dream Theater album. For one that I think it gets forgotten about a lot, unfortunately, but really great album. And the story behind this is they have a song on here called which is on the A side. It takes up the entire A side, which is called A Change of Seasons. It's about 23 minutes long, and it's a typical epic that prog bands and Dream Theater write. Real long songs, all these different parts in it. But the whole Change of Seasons song is so good. Really, really good. I love the CD, and I love to hear it on vinyl. It sounds amazing. And the rest of the album is live recordings of Dream Theater performing cover songs, like Funeral for a Friend and Love Lies Bleeding from Elton John. As a cover of Perfect Strangers, which was originally done by Deep Purple. They do a medley of Zeppelin songs, which is The Rover, Achilles' Last Stand. Song remains the same. And on the final side is a real big, long classic rock medley, which is called the Big Medley, which is about just over 10 minutes long, almost 11 minutes. Which includes In the Flesh, Carry On Wayward Son, Bohemian Rhapsody, Loving Touching Feeling, Cruise Control, and Turn It On Again, all in one big classic rock medley. Really cool. And these music on vinyl releases, a lot of care goes into them as well. They have this short booklet here, which contained all the artwork on the CD booklet back in the day, and lyrics to the big epic song Change of Seasons. So really good that they included that. And it is also on colored vinyl. This kind of blue marble vinyl. It looks nice. It looks really nice with these labels. The same label on each record. This is a 2-record set. It sounds really, really good. I only had this a few days now. I've only spun it once, but it's in its entirety, and I love what I hear, especially the cover songs. The cover songs sound great. Dream Theater is really cool. They sound really good when they play their covers, especially the Elton John covers that they did on this album. I've got bootlegs of them singing Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. They did a couple of U2 covers that night of the live recording, but it's not included on this album. If you go online, you could find them. They're pretty easy to find. But this is an excellent album. And it helps complete the Dream Theater collection. The only thing I'm missing is their very, very first album when they had a different lead singer. I never see that one out there. I don't know if I ever will. But if I do, I guess I'll grab it because that'll complete the whole Dream Theater album collection. Really happy to put this in the collection. It's about time it came out on vinyl. Okay, a few used records. This is a compilation record. It's called Stairway to Heaven, Highway to Hell. And it's a who's who of 80s hard rock. Skid Row's on here, Scorpions on here, Ozzy, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, Cinderella. It was from the Make a Difference Foundation, which was desperately trying to get people to get off drugs so there would be no more drug-related deaths. So this album is a tribute to that charity cause, and the band's recorded songs by artists who were affected by substance abuse. There's a really good version of I Can't Explain from The Who, covered by the Scorpions, which sounds amazing. Ozzy Osbourne does Purple Haze. He does a really good job of that. Motley Crue does a cover of Teaser, not bad. Bon Jovi does The Boys Are Back in Town. Cinderella does Move Over, the Janis Joplin song. They do a really good job with that song. So some good stuff on here. Now I can't remember his name. Jason Bonham does a drum tribute, which is a Moby Dick jam. Does it with some other drummers, really fantastic. And back in the 80s, the Make a Difference Foundation did a special charity concert in Moscow, and there's all the pictures of that. I remember Bon Jovi was in it, and so was Motley Crue and the Scorpions, Skid Row, Cinderella, Gorky Park, which was a heavy metal band from Russia back in the 80s. Yeah, the Make a Difference Foundation. And not a bad album. I wouldn't say every track is great. It's on the Mercury label. But there are some good songs on here. There's some not so good songs on here too. But overall, pretty cool compilation album. I once had it on cassette back in the day and don't know what happened to it. So I was really surprised to see it on vinyl. So very nice. And I got this album, which is a solo album from Chris Squire, who used to be the bass player for Yes until he passed away. It's called Fish Out of Water. I believe it's his first solo album. I'm not very knowledgeable on the Yes solo albums from all their band members. I just collect Yes records and really don't dive into the solo albums from each member. But I was told this one was a good album. If I was really into 70s prog and Yes albums, that I would get into this. I would enjoy this. So friends told me that. I saw a good copy in good condition at the record store. And I decided, what the hell? I bought it, brought it home, threw it on the turntable. Yeah, I like this record. It's really good. Really good. I like this album. Good stuff. I only spun it once, so I can't really talk about it in length. But from the first listen, I absolutely loved what I heard. It sounded just like Yes to me. If I have one complaint about it, that would be it. You know, if you're gonna make a solo album, make it sound completely different world from the band you're in. This sounds like it could have been a Yes record. Even the vocal styling sounds a lot like John Anderson. I believe that's his name, the lead singer from Yes. I'm not the biggest expert on Yes. I just like listening to the albums, but I don't remember people's names when it comes to that band. But this sounds so much like a Yes album, but it's really good. I'm really glad I put this in the collection and pulled the trigger on it. Really enjoyed it. So, Fish Out of Water from Chris Squire. Really good album. Glad it's now in my collection. I have to give it a few more listens. Like I said, I only listened to it one time, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. Okay, some 12-inch singles. I'll try to go through this somewhat quick. This is an import copy, a UK import from Def Leppard, Make Love Like a Man. Not particularly their best song. It's from the album Adrenalize, which was not particularly their best album, but it's not bad. I think I bought it because I knew how rare it is. It's on a picture disc. There's the picture disc. And picture of Phil Collins, guitar player from the band, on the B-side. It's an okay song. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's an okay song. I just bought it because I thought it looked cool, and it's a pretty rare piece of vinyl. So that's what made me want to go for it. On the B-side, we have a couple of ballads, which are Miss You in a Heartbeat and the acoustic version of Two Steps Behind. Two Steps Behind is actually a pretty good song, even though it sounds like a typical power ballad that these 80s metal bands used to play. And this one has that typical sound to it. It's still not a bad song. It's catchy. I like it. And the vocals are really good on it. And it's not the studio version that everyone's heard. It's an acoustic version that was done in the recording studio, but it sounds great. So, real cool 12-inch there. Another 12-inch from Ultravox, Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. This is the extended cut, special remix. Yeah, it's a great song. I love this song, and I was just curious to hear the extended mix to it, which is actually pretty entertaining. Side 2 is a song called One Small Day that also gets a special remix. Yeah, I dug this. I dug this a lot. I mean, I have the album that it's from, and I always loved the song on the album, so it's just cool to hear an extended mix of it. Really glad to have tracked it down and put it in the collection. Just one of those cool early 80s synth pop classic songs. And this is a gold stamp promo. I don't know if you can see the gold stamp there, but there it is, right here in the corner. Yeah, real good songs. Just to feed my appetite for 80s classics. And speaking of 80s classics on a 12-inch, Prince and the Revolution, When Doves Cry, the 12-inch single. Yeah, just a great. I just don't have this one, and it's a pretty beat up copy. This cover, this sleeve is like practically falling apart. But it was just something I wanted to have, since I love the song obviously, and this album is a classic. Why not collect the 12-incher? I believe this one got reissued as well. It's about a bunch of Prince 12-inches when he passed away. But this is an original one with like I said, a completely beat up cover, which I got to tape up. But it's just nice to have, and I didn't have to pay much for it. It was $1, so what the hell, right? Didn't set me back much, and I like the song, so what the hell? That's all I say. All right, next up is a bunch of 45s. I'll try to blast through them. I'll talk a little bit about them, but anyway, let's start with the Cutting Crew. I've Been in Love Before. Love this song. Absolutely love this song. I love the bridge in the middle with the acoustic guitar and the keyboards. There's a bridge part in the middle of the song. It just sounds absolutely gorgeous between guitar and keyboards. It sounds absolutely gorgeous. Really love this song. There's a radio station here that plays a lot of old 80s songs, and this is one of them that they play very often. And every time they do, I turn it up because I think it's a gorgeous song. I always liked it. Not enough to buy the whole album, but it's nice just to have the song I like. Same with this one from Cyndi Lauper, All Through the Night. Probably the only Cyndi Lauper I'll own on vinyl, because I don't have anything from her. But I do love this song. All Through the Night, back with the song Witness on the B-side. Her voice sounds great with the whole keyboard intro to this song. Really sounds nice. I've always been a fan of that song since I first heard it in the 80s. The other songs like She Bop and Girls Just Want to Have Fun, I don't really care for that. Time After Time is actually a really gorgeous song too. Not enough to buy the album, don't like enough to buy the album, but I got the 45 of a song I really do like from Cyndi Lauper, and that's the one. From Styx, The Best of Times. I don't know how necessary it was to buy this because I hear this song almost every day on classic rock radio. But it's one of my favorite songs from Styx, besides, Come Sail Away. And here's the back cover here. Really cool song. Like I said, one of my favorites from the band. It's on the A&M label. No big wow there. But big fan of the song. I know they're coming to town pretty soon. Even though they don't have Dennis DeYoung anymore, I'm considering buying a ticket to go check them out because I've never seen them live before. This one's from Toto. This is I'll Be Over You. A ballad from Toto from the mid to late 80s, I believe. Jeff Porcaro was still on this. Was still alive and kicking and played drums on this track. One of my favorite drummers. Yeah, I remember when the song first came out. I absolutely adored it. My brother was in a cover band. They actually learned how to play it because they didn't have many slow songs, and they thought they would try it, and they did a good job of it, actually. And yeah, that's my memories of the song. My brother's cover band played it one time, and I was like so glad they did because I just love Toto, and it was a fun ballad. Something I've never seen before on a 45. It's from Sting, If I Ever Lose My Faith in You, from the album Ten Summer's Tales. And on the B-side is an acoustic live recording of the song Every Breath You Take, which is actually really good. I never knew that this was on a 45. I have the album on vinyl, I have it on CD since it first was released originally, but I never knew that there was a 45 of this, so I was like real excited to see it. And there's the label there. Really great song from Sting. I've always loved it. I loved it the first time I heard it. It instantly connected with me. And it's one of my favorite songs that he does as a solo artist. So I'm really glad to have scored a 45 of it. Sounds great on the 45. Another 45 from Sting, Beat Still My Beating Heart. I forgot what album this is from. I think it's his second solo album, which the name of it escapes me right now. Kind of a depressing album, but this was a good song on it. I've always liked the song. I think this is a UK import 45, and it's on A&M, so really good find there. That's a song I always liked. The same 80s radio station in this town plays this one a lot too, and I always crank it because it's one of my favorite songs from Sting, and an overlooked song too. I think a forgotten song from a lot of people, but really cool tune. So Sting. All right, this one's from Sheila E. This is Love Bizarre. I almost forgot the new song. Love Bizarre. I remember seeing this, first hearing this song from the movie Crush Groove, which she starred in, and absolutely fell in love with the song from the movie. And it has part 1 and part 2 of Love Bizarre on this little 45. That was a really good find. And what I like about when I collect 45s, I always go for the picture sleeves. I just think they're cool as hell. And if I could, sometimes they are hard to find, but when you can find them, collect them because they're rare. I think they're rare. They're probably not rare, but to me, in my head, they are. Okay, next up, another R&B classic. This is from Shalamar. This is a Dead Giveaway. Really great song. This is when Jody Watley was still in the band. This is before she left and pursued a solo career. Classic, old school R&B song here. With a rock flavor to it. It's pretty cool. It's on the Solar record label. Solar, which stands for Sounds of LA Records. I think Don Cornelius started that label, I believe. If I remember right, but I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I thought. So, really good song. Here's one that I never see it very much. It's from the Traveling Wilburys, Handle with Care. Remember this super group? Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, George Harrison. Man, such a good song. I was in a Tom Petty tribute band briefly. We covered this song. I sing the Roy Orbison part. Such fun singing this song. Such fun. And it's a great song too. I absolutely love this song. So catchy. So Oh, and Jeff Lynne from ELO's in this band as well. I forgot to mention him. Really good song. And I don't see this 45 out there very much, and this was in really good shape, and it had a picture sleeve. All the things I looked for was there, so really lucky to have found that. So there we go. One from the Information Society, Walking Away. I recently scored the debut album from Information Society. Showed it in a video a couple of videos ago. So it's just nice to have this single, because this is one of the forgotten songs, though, at least forgotten with me anyway. I forgot how much I liked this song until I bought the album, and just all the memories came back. It's such a cool song. I think I like it better than Pure Energy, to be honest with you. It's a really good song, so real glad to have a 45 of that. And from the Human League, the Lebanon. Another one I don't see very often. A cool song, back to the song 13, you can see there. Really cool, kind of new wave synth pop sounding song with some good guitar in it, or catchy guitar in it. It's on the A&M label. Very good song. It could be, I mean, I have a copy of this already on the Greatest Of from Human League on vinyl, but nice to have a 45 of it. Couple from Joe Jackson, Breaking Us in Two. One of his timeless songs. I really love this track. Has the lyrics in the back. Yeah, it's a really good song. Gorgeous song, and it's also on A&M. So the A&M label's getting shown a lot in this video. Really cool. And the next one is It's Different for Girls from Joe Jackson. And a cool picture of him and his band from way back in the day. Look at that. Nice. Very nice. And big surprise, A&M label, but different design. So really cool finds there. Keep it 80s here. Keep it 80s. With Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Two Tribes. I have this on a 12-inch single, but it has this really crazy remix on it. I just wanted the regular song that was played on the radio. So, and that's what this is, so we're glad to finally have that. I like remixes, but I kind of want to hear the original. It's on the Island label, so really good find there. Great song too, great 80s song, so dig that one. And from Chicago, the beautiful song Beginnings. I always like that song. Back with a nice smooth song, Color My World. I like the two album covers on either side. Nice design. And I don't know what label this is. Yeah. I'm not sure, but there's the album label there. Wasn't this CBS? I don't remember, to tell you the truth. But really cool collection of songs there. Dig Chicago. Saw the documentary on the history of Chicago recently. Though I know the documentary's been out for quite some time, but I finally got around to seeing it. Really good documentary of the band. They really shared a lot about themselves in that documentary, and it got me in a Chicago listening mood. Let's put it that way. All right, another one from ABC. That was then, but this is now. It's from the album Beauty Stab. Real good single, real catchy song. Love that ABC sound that they have. Very, very nice. I've been listening to their stuff a lot lately too, and I've always been a big fan of their sound. Ever since Poison Arrow, I've been a big fan of theirs. It's on the Mercury label. So nice to see something else besides A&M. So there we go, ABC. I like the cover on this one, that's why I bought it. Mike and the Mechanics, All I Need Is a Miracle. Typical 80s song. A real good song though. I'm not talking it down or anything. It's a good song. Real catchy tune. The B-side is You Are the One. I just love the cover. Really cool looking cover. Norman Rockwell painting. Looks nice. Let's see what the label is. If I can just get it out here. There we go. And it's WEA label, so real cool find there. I've always liked that song, but it's like it's the one song from Mike and the Mechanics that everybody knows, that and Living Years. But it's just nice to have it on a 45, so there we go. This is pretty cool. This is from Def Leppard. the remix of Bring On the Heartbreak and Me and My Wine, and I just love the picture and the cover design of it there. That looks so badass. I love that. And of course the back shows the different albums, so that really cool. It's the remix of both songs, and I love both songs. Being a Def Leppard fan from back in the early 80s to mid 80s, they were one of my favorite bands back then. Even though they get made fun of a lot now, I still think they're a good band. Always did. So really cool. And we're gonna end with my favorite band, Genesis. This is the 45 for Misunderstanding. Didn't really buy the record for that song particularly, though it's not that bad of a song. The B-side is the awesome song Evidence of Autumn, which got left off of the Duke album, I believe. It was written by Tony Banks. I love that song, and it was just cool to have. I mean, though I have vinyl copies of it already, this is just another one. But, and of course you get that cool gray Charisma label that I always like. And I never had this before, so what the heck. Go into the collection of Genesis 45s, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger every week. So there we go. Genesis Misunderstanding. And that's it. That's my vinyl haul for this video. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for leaving me comments. A lot of people have been good about leaving comments, and I try to get back to you as quickly as I can and just show some appreciation. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you guys are finding the records you love and spinning the music you like to hear. It's infectious, ain't it? That's gonna do it for this video. See you guys in the next one. Later days.